How's it going, theater freaks? Today we're going to talk about stage door disaster stories. We're going to talk about crazy things that have happened after a Broadway show in what's called the stage door. If you don't know, briefly, it is... Oh, my hair's a mess. Hold on. Real quick, if you don't know, stage door is when the audience gets to kind of come around the stage door, which is where the actors and crew come out to leave, and sometimes actors come out to sign playbills and take pictures and sign your butt and all that stuff. No, not that. Today we're going to talk about several stories, two of them pretty major stories involving some pretty big celebrities, and then some other smaller stories that are anecdotal that I got from places like r/Broadway on Reddit and Facebook and other places. Alright, the first major story we're going to talk about is Colleen Ballinger, who's known on YouTube as Miranda Sings. In August of 2019, Ballinger was cast in the musical Waitress on Broadway, playing the comedic character of Dawn. Now, Colleen Ballinger says that she used to love going to stage doors as an, well, still does, I'm sure, as an audience member, so she makes a very big point of going out to stage door and trying to interact with fans as much as possible, because she says that's how she felt when she was at the stage door. Even though she had a baby at home that was very young, as seen in this clip, she would even try to meet as many people as she could, even with the baby at home.
So, the only thing on this earth that I love more than you guys is my own child. And he's teething and he's not doing well. Eric just told me that he's like crying and a mess, so I really want to go home and see him. So I'm going to take group pictures and I'll post them on my Instagram and I'll sign as many as I can.
So clearly she made a lot of sacrifices to give the fans this experience. Now it's well known because she's a massive YouTuber at the time. She had like 8 or 9 million. I think she has like 12 million now subscribers on YouTube, which, by the way, hit that little red button down there to get more theater discussion videos. But yeah, because she had so many subscribers, a lot of people would not even see the show. They would just come to the stage door because they knew one of these huge YouTubers was going to be out in public signing stuff. So they would come out and want her to sign things that weren't playbills, like maybe pictures of her or some other, maybe like their phone case or something. And because she knows of her internet presence and she knows that there are people who are just coming off the street and there are people who saw the show and paid money to come see it, she wanted to prioritize signing playbills over other things. Now, some people didn't take too kindly to this, and in a video posted to her vlog channel, Colleen explains that there was a mother and daughter at the stage door, and the mother in particular was extremely rude to the fact that Colleen only wanted to sign playbills, but she said that she was very kind to the daughter because I guess she was being nice, but the mother was not. The mother ended up saying to her daughter in response to what Colleen has said about what she does, saying, well, she's being a bitch. Colleen Ballinger, like I said, not only uploaded the video to her vlog channel, but tweeted about this as well, being very emotionally distraught, of course, because she knows she makes very tough sacrifices to be at the stage door because she has that memory and that's something she's always wanted to do, and yet some people just can't be grateful enough to see that and are extremely rude and unkind in return. Now, when she tweeted about this, that she only signs playbills and explained the whole situation in general, some people responded negatively saying, well, she must have crazy fans, or she's not grateful for her fan base, or that she's being snobbish or classist because she's only signing playbills, which means they had to have paid the money for the expensive ticket to see the show. She got a whole lot of hate for something that she definitely did not deserve, and I can't feel more sorry for her. Here are my general responses to these kind of critiques. Now, about her fans being crazy, she said in her video that a vast majority of the people there were very kind and were super excited to be there and very grateful and understanding. She stressed this like almost 80% of her video. As far as her being ungrateful for her fans, I've said a million times she had a baby, a very young baby at home, and on one occasion, like I showed you, her child was having a very hard time one night. She still made a really quick point to like get group pictures and sign as much stuff as she could because guess what? She is grateful for her fans. She also says she comes out every single night, which is incredible. Now, as far as people thinking she's snobbish or not caring about her fans who can't afford the ticket or the plane over to New York, my response to this would be, I mean, so what? She can't solve all the class problems in our society. She can't solve socioeconomic issues that have been going on for centuries. She has to be able to divide her attention and prioritize things, and her only way to prioritize it was to say, well, I'll sign the playbills because they came to see the show. So that was one major story. Just remember to be very grateful. Even if they don't have a kid, they're still justified to go home if they're just tired. Okay, before I get to the other big major stage door disaster, I wanted to bring up some more anecdotal stories, which are stories that maybe didn't make the news or maybe don't involve like a huge Broadway star, but they're stories that people told on social media or on forums. I decided to focus on 3 main ones that really stood out to me. An actress named Barret Wilbert Reed played Janice in the original Broadway cast of Mean Girls. She's also known for playing Veronica in the off-Broadway production of Heathers. Now, in Washington, D.C., in the tryouts of the musical Mean Girls, fans would follow her home to her apartment after the production, and it would happen again on Broadway, so she just had way too much anxiety to come out to the stage door. Who the heck wouldn't? So Don't do that. Okay, spoiler, the big story I have at the end is a Ben Platt story. I mean, that was on the thumbnail. But I have another Dear Evan Hansen story because this was just too much to not mention. That's a sentence. So Ben Platt was signing playbills at the stage door, and the person who was telling the story on Reddit was the next in line to get his playbill signed. But right before I got to him, someone in the background said, "Hey Ben, I saw you on Tinder and I swiped right. You never swiped back. Rude." Ben Platt was surprised. He said, "I don't really use Tinder anymore." And the guy said, "Well, you're still an a-hole." Immediately after this comment, the security guard reacted, justifiably, and told Ben Platt no more autographs and took him into the building. Imagine if you were that next person in line with your playbill, and that incident just happened and Ben Platt gets taken back into the building. Apparently everyone who was left in line was staring daggers at that person. Okay, one more story. These are usually... stupid hair. A lot of these are like negative stories, but I wanted to bring one kind of positive, fun story. So after a production of the Tony Award-winning Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, a girl who is an aspiring musical conductor wanted for the conductor of that performance to sign a scorebook that she had of the musical. Now, if you've been to a stage door, you'll notice that a lot of times when the fans are waiting for the actors to come out, you'll see crew members and musicians come out. By the way, if that ever happens, you should give them a little clap or something, say, "Yay!" Because they just walk out and no one cares about them. That's sad. They work hard too. But anyway, the conductor was about to head out, didn't even think about stopping for fans because he just wasn't used to that. And this girl ran up to her and said, wait, I want an autograph. He turns around and says, "I'm the conductor. Like, obviously you must think I'm someone else because who would want an autograph from me?" Let me make a correction. She didn't run out to him. He actually came out to the stage door and she called him. So he came over and signed her published book. And one of the other actors, Bryce Pinkham, who played Monty, happened to be there, and they were flipping through the book because neither of them had actually seen the original published book of the musical. Here's a picture that her father took, and the actor Pinkham said, "Wait, that's how that goes? Well, I've been singing that wrong every night." Just a funny, uplifting story. Sometimes good things happen in the world. Okay, now to the final big story of the video. Ben Platt was harassed. This didn't directly happen at the stage door, it was in the aftermath on social media, but it still made massive news. A tweet from a woman whose daughter apparently was at the stage door. She tweeted at Ben Platt, "You are an a-hole. My daughters waited for you twice after seeing your show, but refused to come out and greet fans. Garbage." That wasn't even written right. "My daughters waited for you twice after seeing your show, but refused to come out." What, her daughters refused to come out? Her daughters had fans there? Her daughters are garbage? Okay, but for real, Ben Platt responded by saying, "Screw you, you stupid, ungrateful..." No, I'm kidding. I mean, he would have been justified in having that demeanor, but he didn't because he's Ben Platt and he's a wonderful soul. And here's what he actually said. "Performing Dear Evan Hansen every night is wonderful, but also hugely tough. As much as I would like to be out there every night, very often I cannot come to the stage door after the performance. My priority must always be self-care, so I can recreate the same quality show each night. That's my job, and what each and every audience member is paying for and deserves. Before you tweet hateful things about how I don't value our incredible fans when I can't come to the stage door, please pause to consider that my responsibility to them is first and foremost to give my all each night. I preserve myself because I value them deeply." So a wonderful, graceful tweet for having such hate spewed at him. About an hour later, she ended up responding again with, "Other jobs are harder than being a thespian. Don't be a prima donna. Cherish your fans. The Tony excuses nothing." It's certainly not true. Ben Platt ended up not responding. He didn't want to go further into that rabbit hole. Good for him. The lesson was learned. She's out of her mind. And now to end this video, I want to give some tips on how you can avoid being like that at the stage door. Don't. Just remember to be courteous. Here's the first thing to remember. Know that it's a privilege. The ticket does not come with a meet and greet included in the price. It is very much a privilege because, like, you know, with concerts and tours and when pop artists do that stuff, they don't meet fans. They go into their tour bus and move on. So just remember that. It is a privilege. Number 2, please try to see the show of the show you are trying to stage door. I get when it's someone like Adam Driver and you desperately want to see them, but they'd be much more appreciative and you're much more likely to actually get to meet them if you see a production with them. And by the way, if you're such a fan of them, why wouldn't you want to see them? Now, if you saw a different performance and you go the next day because they weren't at that stage door, that kind of makes sense. I actually did that myself when I saw Tootsie. I saw a matinee performance and I went out to the stage door not expecting much, and only a couple people came out. So the next day, after a Sunday matinee, which is the last performance of the week, and Santino Fontana came out, and that was awesome, and we got to have the picture and everything. All right, and the third thing is just keep your manners. Be kind, be courteous, be polite. I mean, this should just be obvious, but as we've just discussed, in all these insane stories. Sometimes it isn't. Oh, and don't follow people home to their apartment. That's all. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, click that red button down there if you enjoyed these theater-related videos. Leave a comment. Let me know what your stage door story was, whether it was a disaster or a happy story. I don't know if I really have any crazy stage door stories in either direction, but I do have this funny moment from Celicia Thomas, who was in Beautiful, the Carole King musical.
I'm just kidding. Wait.
Either one. Leave a comment down below. Leave a like if you liked the video. And with that said, keep loving theater, and I'll see you at the stage door right after this video. Look behind you.